Hello my fellow gardening gals and guys, welcome back to my channel Serenity Now Garden. My name's Jeannie and I garden in a zone 4B. So I'm going to share a few clearance plants I got. So excited about these. I got these at a place called Gertens. It's in central Minnesota, not too far from where I live. Gertens is a huge place. Like if you think of like your local garden center as like a carnival, Gertens would be like Disney World. It's that big. They have a ton to choose from, and every time I'm there I always make sure I check out their clearance section, especially if you get there early in the morning, because you can find some awesome deals, and sometimes the plants don't even look that bad. So let me take you through all these clearance plants. I got them at an awesome price. I'll kind of show you where I'm going to put them in the landscape, or where they ended up in the landscape. And then I'll also talk about, there's these, for instance, these are Big Bluestems. These are native grasses. They're like clump forming. I got these for only $3 each. So I got 2 of these. Now I'm going to be putting these in a bed that I recently worked on in a video. It's just like a pie-shaped bed. It's just adjacent to my neighbor's property that has a lot of invasive weeds that I kind of want to block out. So I'm going to start by planting 2 of these, and if it takes well, I'll probably plant more. But there's canary grass back there, and there's also some stinging nettle. Now I don't know if you guys have ever experienced stinging nettle. It can be quite painful, but I'll show you back there what it looks like, what the stings are like, and just so you can identify it when I'm done showing you all these plants. So anyway, so like I said, the Big Bluestem, this is a native grass to the area. I live, like I said, in central Minnesota, and I'm just adjacent to the wetlands and prairies, and this grass has been in the area for quite some time. Now this variety actually is called Black Hawks, and this can get, oh gosh, I think it's about 6 foot high and 2 to 3 feet wide. You can propagate these by splitting. They take full sun. They technically bloom, if you call it a bloom, in late summer to fall. I'll insert some pictures on the screen too, so you can kind of see what they look like when they're big. They are in zones, they're good through zones 4 through 9. And you want to space them like 2 to 3 feet apart. So that is Big Bluestem Black Hawk. And like I said, I got these for just $3 each. I mean, they're tiny, guys. You know, we won't really see their full potential this year, but next year we should. And you know, they're not distressed. I don't see, you know, any bugs. They're not dying. They're not dried out. So I thought that was a really good purchase. Can't wait to plant that. This one did not have a plant tag, if you could see it here, but it looked interesting. It had these little blooms on it. Well, they're just buds right now, it's not blooming yet, and the plant was only $6. So we took it and we asked the employee, hey, what kind of plant is this? And they said it was Cethera, which is also called Summersweet, which is perfect for that area I have back there, because they could take a lot of moisture, and they could take full to part sun. They usually like part sun. But this is a shrub that will get about 4 by 4. If I'm wrong, I'll put the stats about it on the screen there. Like I said, it didn't have a tag, so I'm just going by what I see online. So yep, I have a really good spot for this. I think it was just awesome for $6. I'm trying to figure out why. Maybe because it's kind of like bent in the pot. If you could see, it kind of leans one way. So I think I'll just do some creative pruning on it, and I'll probably stake it up to try to train it back to go straight. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, these, let me insert a picture of what one looks like fully grown. These buds will be white, and they bloom in mid to late summer. So I'm also lacking that in my backyard as far as bloom time goes. So I have a ton of astilbes, and as soon as those are done blooming in mid-July, like right around this time, end of July, I really need something else to take over. I'm really working on trying to have something blooming at all times, so this was a perfect addition. I'm so lucky I found this. Like I said, for $6. That's great. So I'll show you where I end up putting that in the landscape. Last but not least, these are proven winners viburnums. These are called Blue Muffin Arrowwood Viburnums. I'll put a picture of, actually the plant tag has a good picture of what they look like when they have berries in the fall. And then I'll also insert a picture that I could find of what one looks like fully grown. So these actually are good from zone 3 to 8. They can get 5 to 7 feet tall, and they bloom in late spring, so they will have white blooms on them, kind of like a lot of other viburnums. I have other viburnums in my backyard because they could take partial shade, and so they're like a good understory type of plant. And they just, you know, some are native to the area, so they're relatively easy. Not a lot of pests bother them. But so anyways, I do have Viburnum lentago, which is like a nanny berry back there. I have Viburnum cranberry, or American cranberry viburnum back there, and I have snowball bush viburnum. So this is my only arrowwood viburnum. Now, something that you might want to know about this plant though that I didn't until I got it home, I mean, it probably wouldn't have changed my mind. I got both of these plants for only $8 each on clearance at Gertens. But the berries that I showed you that they're supposed to get in the fall, that won't happen unless they have another pollinator. It needs to be another species of arrowwood viburnum. Which I don't have another species of arrowwood viburnum. And as far as I know, Proven Winners doesn't either. It has to be a viburnum that's going to bloom at the same time that can pollinate this. That is the only way they can get the blueberries in the fall, just so you know. They do have a few species. There's a Chicago, I can't recall off the top of my head. I'll put it on the screen, maybe a couple species that you can get to pollinate these. But yeah, they will not self-pollinate, so that's good to know if you really wanted those blueberries. I really do want those blueberries though, you know. That'd be great to feed the birds as well. So I'm going to keep my eye out for some of those species, and if I ever come across some, we'll let you guys know. Okay, so I'm going to go plant these up, and I'll show you where they ended up going in my landscape. These viburnums, I'm kind of growing like a privacy hedge in between me and my neighbor's property on the other side. They have a chain link fence, and we need some privacy there. We just got rid of a ton of invasive buckthorn, and we're trying to put in some more natives. I have some common elderberry back there. Like I said, I have the cranberry viburnum, I have the nannyberry viburnum, and now I'm going to have these too. So like I said, 5 to 7 feet tall. It'll be a little bit of a barrier. We don't want to put in anything too tall back there. So I'll show you that. If you like videos like this of clearance plants and just me planting in my landscape, if you can give me a thumbs up so I know, it would be really helpful. And please consider subscribing to my channel. It would really help me out. So, okay, let me take you over to the back of my property here. Okay, you guys, so this is a newly planted up area here. Here's the Cethera, or Summersweet. I think it's perfect in this area because it gets a lot of moisture, and the Golden Curls Willow is just to the south of this, so it'll get some afternoon shade. And it's just budding up here, so gosh, probably another week or two, I should see some flowers on that. So excited about that. It's just the end of July here. And back here towards the back of the garden is the Big Bluestem Blackhawks. So this garden is going to back up to a soon-to-be vegetable garden behind that, and my neighbor's property is all the like heavy weeds, I guess you could say. It's mostly canary grass, and there's a bunch of stinging nettle. So I think that would be a good backdrop there, kind of to divide the property. I did double cardboard it in between that last row of hostas and the neighbor's property. They want it to grow natural, which is fine. So here is stinging nettle. Now I made the mistake of grabbing it without gloves on the other day, and I didn't realize this was stinging nettle. If you look really closely at the stem, you can see like these needle-like structures coming out. So it has some irritants on that. Now I grabbed it with two fingers and it brushed against my arm as well, and it puffed up a lot. My one finger was numb for over 24 hours. So it burns, it's painful, wash it off quickly, but this is what it looks like here. As you can see, this is about, oh gosh, almost 4 feet tall. It's really dense. I'll kind of show you a picture or zoom in on the leaf structure here. It's like sawtoothed leaf, but yeah, look closely at that stem. It's all these little needles, and you cannot get them out. You can't even hardly see them. So I thought it was like just a burn. I thought it was like bubbling up, but it was just, yeah, just really painful. Just remember what those leaves look like. This is really common in the Midwest. So it's just something to keep an eye out for. I left some room in between here so I can weed whack this down if it starts growing into my garden bed, but I will never make the mistake again of grabbing it. So you live and you learn. So yeah, I was really surprised how long it lasted, but so there's stinging nettle for you. And we have a lot of it there, so just be careful of that if you see it around, and yeah, don't touch it, especially without gloves. So let me back up here. This is just an overview of what we just planted up here, and if you would like to see this full video, I will put a card up above. So there's going to be a vegetable garden just to the left there. So, all right, now I'll show you the Blue Muffin Viburnum. Okay, guys, and here is where I decided to put the Blue Muffin Viburnum. Now, I didn't dig these in yet. I didn't get around to it, but I will soon. But I think the placement is good here. There's a pyracantha kind of in the middle, and my number one priority is really just to try to, block out that chain link fence. So I think it's centered there pretty well. So we'll see how that goes. Can't wait till it fills in. But thanks for watching, everyone. Happy gardening. Take care.